there's four main aspects. If everyone can turn to page 2 in their speech packet, please. We're going to be looking at this rubric. And basically we're just going to go over eye contact, body language, fluency, and voice. Okay? Now, these things are going to help both with your memorized speech and with the rhetorical speech that you guys are writing up and that you're presenting the week after that, okay? Okay, so if everyone's on the same page here, basically we're just going to go through and we're going to discuss what each of these four things are, and then we'll take it from there, okay? So with eye contact, fairly self-explanatory, right? Now with eye contact, obviously if you're thinking about your own personal lives, we understand that eye contact can be good, eye contact can be kind of weird, all right? So if we're, okay, raise your hand, who's ever been to a speech where you feel as though the speaker is speaking directly to you the whole time? Anyone? Yeah, okay. So in the back we've seen, when you have a group of, dozens to hundreds of people and it seems like the speaker is speaking directly to you, that's uncomfortable. Avoid that, okay? We're looking for balance. Now, not just balance between, paper to people, okay? I understand with your rhetorical speech, you're going to have a written speech as well as, notes, stuff like that, but spreading it out over the crowd. Okay. You guys with me? Okay. Cool, all right. So just, spreading it out and engaging the audience. Okay. One of the things to keep in mind with each of these four things as we go through them is that basically eye contact, body language, fluency, voice, what we're working at is we're trying to build credibility. Okay, we're trying to make ourselves seem like an authority, especially when we're talking in the context of a rhetorical speech. Okay? Persuasion depends on largely the person persuading. So with body language, okay, now that is more than just moving around in your given area. Okay? Sometimes you'll have a podium, sometimes you might be sitting at a desk. It's more than just your hand gestures. Okay? It's more than your facial expression. It's all of those things, okay, together. Okay? One of the things we want to keep in mind is that each of these four aspects should fit with what we're trying to say. Okay? So if I'm talking about a fairly light topic, fairly easy thing to talk about, it would be weird if I was super serious the whole time and rigid. That'd be uncomfortable to watch, would it not? Okay. Same way, if I'm talking about a really serious thing. So, for instance, we're going to be watching a video from President Kennedy, circa 1963, and he's discussing civil rights. Don't expect him to be laughing and joking. That would be inappropriate, that would be disrespectful, honestly, right? So keep in mind, we want everything to fit with what we're talking about. Okay, the voice, that is strictly the voice. We don't want to be whispering, and we don't want to be screaming. We want to make sure, again, that it fits with what we're trying to say, and that people can understand what we're trying to say. Any questions so far? Great. And then fluency, this is going to go hand in hand with voice, but this is going to be more along the lines of pacing, okay, your pronunciation, enunciation. Again, the point here is to communicate the information that you came to communicate. Okay? So one of the things to especially keep in mind is avoiding fillers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right? Stuff like that. Okay? So, what I want you to do, each person, let's take out a piece of notebook paper. Okay, now on this piece of notebook paper, you can fold it, you can draw lines, but basically we're looking for a window pane design there. Okay. And in each of these four quadrants, we're going to label each one individually, okay? Eye contact, body language, fluency, voice. Okay? Put your name on this, put your hour on it, please. I want you to hand it in when you're done, just to make sure that we're all on the same page and that communication is taking place appropriately, right? Okay. So, now, what I want to happen, okay? I want groups of 2. Okay? Everyone group up. Groups of 2, put your desks together. Go ahead. It's okay. It's just going to be just for this one activity, okay? Let's get partners. I want to make sure that everyone has someone. If it's an odd number, we'll do a group of 3. That's no big deal. Okay. 2. 2. 2. Here you go, fellas. Got a group of 2 back here. Are you guys group of 3? What's going on?
No, we're a group of 3.
You're a group of 3, okay, you got a board. There's a group of 2 for you. 2. We have, okay. Group of 2, and you guys are a group of 3, is that correct? Fellas?
Yep.
Cool, alright. Let's see, so, let's hang on to the board for a second. Now, what we're going to be doing, okay? We have our papers marked appropriately. We have our boards. We do not have markers yet, I believe, which is planned. Basically what we're going to do, we're going to be grading the speech, okay? There's a speech from President Kennedy circa 1963. Like I said before, he's discussing civil rights. It's roughly a 6-minute video. Okay? We're going to pause after each minute and a half or so, and we're going to discuss one of the 4 quadrants, okay? So, the first segment of video, we're looking for eye contact, okay? Eye contact.
Does anyone have a question?
Like 1 out of 10. Grade it like 1 out of 10.
We will grade it 1 out of 3. So, if we're looking at your rubric, okay? 1 is not accomplished, 2 partially accomplished, and 3 accomplished, just as the rubric says, okay? Everyone set on that? Any other questions? Great.
Sorry, everybody.
I know, yeah, they get you.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
And you can DJ this thing.
Oh, cool.
Sorry, everybody.
Good evening, my fellow citizens. This afternoon, following a series of threats and defiant statements, the President of Alabama National Guardsmen was required on the University of Alabama to carry out the final and unequivocal order of the United States District Court of the Northern District of Alabama. That order called for the admission of 2 clearly qualified young Alabama residents who happened to have been born Negro. That they were admitted peacefully on the campus is due in good measure to the conduct of the students at the University of Alabama who met their responsibilities in a constructive way. I hope that every American, regardless of where he lives, will stop and examine his conscience about this and other related incidents. This nation was founded by men of many nations and backgrounds. It was founded on the principle that all men are created equal, and that the rights of every man are diminished when the rights of one man are threatened. Today we are committed to a worldwide struggle to promote and protect the rights of all who wish to be free.
Okay. Alright, so, real quick, we're looking specifically for eye contact, okay? Now, when I say go, I want 1 person from each group to come up and get a marker for the board. Now, like we talked about before, we are going to grade that segment of the speech based solely on his use of eye contact, okay? And with our paper that's cut in quadrants, we're going to tell why we gave him that particular grade, okay? So, when I say go, I want 1 person from each group come up, get a marker, and then you'll have 1 minute to discuss. Go.
Are you supposed to write it down?
Yes, yeah, I want you to write, right, so I want you to write your reasons on your paper. Yep, I want you to write your reasons. So like for here, it could be under eye contact, and then the grade itself on the board. He is not right? And make up that, but yeah, basically, so it's gonna be different, right? We're not looking at, you know, the plans or Congress or anything like that. It is just a camera, so, you know, you can't really.
So we're just focusing on eye contact right now.
It just has.
So just write notes,
And we'll
like just write, all you need to write is a 3 here.
Audience,
You don't even need to write this. You just,
most of the time.
then write the explanation. So you just write 3 on the board, and then.
You guys know what we're looking for?
Yep.
Okay, 30 seconds.
He sparingly looks down at his.
Yes.